Hello and welcome to the Matthew Alton Art channel again. Back with another video. This one is another Raw Umber Studios live session that I attended last night. It's a figure one, it's a Wednesday evening one, but this time it's a draped figure, which is a bit unusual for me. I don't normally do clothed or draped figures. The tutor for this session was using coloured pencils on a toned paper. They'd actually toned the paper themselves with acrylic, I think, but I used some brown paper that I had. The tutor again was using two different colours, just white and sepia, and I actually, you'll see later on, use a grey just to emphasise some of the shadows in mine. But essentially I'm using the same equipment as the tutor was in the session. The sessions are an hour long, so this drawing, this time lapse represents an hour's worth of drawing. I was quite pleased generally with how it worked out. It's a female figure, but with shaved head. You can see that I've started at the top as I often do. And I've just outlined the figure in the sepia and part of the top of the drape, sort of like a sheet wrapped around her in white. And now I'm adding some of the highlights and leaving on the figure the sort of paper as the mid-tone. I think it's really quite successful. I'm sort of quite pleased with how I'm progressing recently. You see there that I have extended the arm slightly, which is a bit of a shame because it actually goes off the edge of the paper. But it's a practice session. It doesn't have to be a perfect piece. But it's good that I noticed it was too short, let's be honest. It's quite amazing to me how quickly I can get something that looks half decent, you know, just by using a couple of pencils. I think I'm definitely improving with the more practice that I'm doing, and the Raw Umber Studios is definitely useful for that. It's making me do at least 2 pieces of work, drawing and observation practice every week. I won't be subscribed for ever. I think I will in the summer drop it for a while and maybe restart again next winter. But it's certainly a useful tool. I will leave the links in the description of the video if anybody's interested in joining. You can see now that I've started to put on the texture of the draped cloth. And again, I was half listening to what the tutor was saying, but actually not watching what they were doing. So I was sort of doing my own thing again, as I often do. I start with good intentions of following along, but get carried away doing what I'm doing. But I was listening to what they were saying, so that does inform what I'm doing. You can see, because I'm not used to using doing draped clothes and cloth and things like that, dresses, I was listening to them saying that you should make the direction go in the direction, the folds go in the right direction. And of course, although the figure is hidden, the folds are informed by the figure underneath the clothes, or cloth in this case. And I think I've managed to successfully get a figure underneath what's covering them by the end of the session, as you'll see. You can see that I've started to use the grey pencil as well, especially for the folds on the cloth here. The tutor didn't do that, as I said, but that was my decision to do that. I think it just made it look more real. So you can see that those lights that I'm putting now on the bottom right are where one of the legs is coming out. And eventually you might see the toes poking out at the end when I get down that far. It's a medium that I'm not really used to using, coloured pencil. It's quite waxy, but you sort of get used to it by the time you finish the drawing. And that's something that I've noticed, that I am far more comfortable and more confident to be able to turn my hand to any medium and any subject matter, really. I mean, this isn't the normal subject matter that I would draw, but I'm sort of forced to do it because that's what the session is doing. But also, I'm not used to using coloured pencil, but I use it and I get an okay result as well. It's not perfect, but then you wouldn't expect a perfect drawing for the first time or whatever that you've used the medium. You learn how to use the medium. But my repetition has meant that I'm much more confident to take on anything. And that's partly why I'd be okay doing commissions. If somebody asked me to commission a piece of work now, I just have a go and not worry about it. And it's taken me a long while to get to that point. I think the repetition is the key. Right, it's just about finished, I think. Well, this is the final drawing. I'm really pleased with it. It's A4 size. Took an hour, as I said, using the coloured pencils that, again, I'm not used to using. So, I certainly can't complain with how it's turned out. It's a bit of a shame that I didn't move the figure slightly over to the right so that everything fitted on the page, but it doesn't really matter. It's a sketch and it's stuck to my wall so that I can look at it and learn from it over the next few days as I look at it. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you are interested in joining Royal Umber Studios, I'll leave a link in the description, as I said in the video. The key, though, is to just practice, whether you're doing it in a sort of group situation, online group situation like I was, or whether you're just doing it yourself. Set yourself a time limit, pick a reference and do lots of drawing. I think that is the key to getting better. And I am definitely getting better. The things that I do now tend to be better 90% of the time, or good 90% of the time, and less failures, I suppose. There are the odd failures. I've had a few since doing the Royal Umber Studios, but generally speaking, I'm quite surprised at how things turn out, which is a good thing. Absolutely a good thing. Okay, if you are new here, then do consider subscribing. I keep begging everybody every video. I know, sorry about that, but I am trying to get to monetization level by, certainly the end of this year, but it would be nice to do it by the summertime. I don't think I will, but with people's support, maybe I can. There's a long way to go in terms of numbers of watch hours and things like that, but it would be great to have another slight income stream that helps other than me selling work. I am trying to sell work as well. I'm doing lots of exhibitions and entering open competitions, things like that this year. That's the plan. But every tiny little income stream helps subsidise the selling of the work, really. So if you can do, and if you can give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, that would be great. And if you've subscribed, then of course you'll be notified of new videos probably anyway. But you can also click the notification bell if you don't want to subscribe, and that will tell you when I've done new videos. And I'm trying to do 2 or 3 of those a week at the moment, so I am trying to churn them out. If you've got any comments about how I could make the videos better, any tips and tricks for me that I'm not using, things that you think I could improve, things that I do okay, any conversation about the videos is great. So do comment in the comments below. Okay, I will see you on the next one, and thanks for your time. Bye.